Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to our event on transforming SAE, which is Smart Anything Everywhere results, into benefits for the EDIH ecosystem.
You have accompanied the SAE Initiative since the very beginning for 7 years now. If you're looking back, would you have ever expected such a development?
Well, I must say no. I would definitely not have expected this to become such a really big and really well-known thing. And I'm not talking only about SAE here, I'm talking about like the initiatives, but also this overall ecosystem which they are supporting. So it's the digital innovation hubs ecosystem, I would say. So this has grown much bigger, much more well-known than I thought.
What were the most important impacts on this digitalization journey?
Well, this journey started early 2015 with 4 innovation actions. The Commission already at the start asked us to cooperate to form the start of this initiative. And with 2 projects in the hardware and 2 in the software domain, it took us quite a while to understand each other's languages. And I believe the concept of this European Digital Innovation Hub network is a very good start to this next phase.
So if I looked yesterday at your website and I made some screenshots to say the different types of results which you have achieved, then I think the most important one is if you look at the map and we see all the organizations or all the, let's call it, digital innovation hubs involved in the Smart Anything Everywhere projects. And what we see is that it's really spread well all over Europe. Whereas in the beginning, 7 years ago, we were not all over Europe. We were only, at the center of Europe.
I'd like to go on to the next panel now. It's the local heroes, EDIH, or EDIs, as some call them, as connecting points for regions.
It is very important to bring AI into real applications and thus generate new businesses and added value to companies and their customers. And we can have a basis for our activities and for our partners to develop our skills and competencies and to bring the digital skills more in the region and to the small and medium-sized enterprises.
Or at least we are trying to build a strong network among territories, companies, university, and especially peoples, basing on matching need and specialization. So we are not reinventing the wheel, but rather enhance and connect the opportunities and what already is existing.
Our region hosts the world-leading research centers and technology providers. In that sense, we're targeting the key technologies as AI, HPC, and cybersecurity. And to make the link, we are also including the several physical systems. But also bear in mind that we're having this green touch, this green glow that enrobes both the green and the digital transition, which is called twin transition.
We are Innomine, a digital innovation hub. In Hungary, we do have 2 access points, one in Budapest and one in southern Hungary in Pécs, which is actually our official headquarters. And as Julia mentioned, we focus on digital innovation and on smart manufacturing. Main focus of our DIAG is to really stimulate the SMEs in our regions. And what we have discovered that in most cases, it is not that the SMEs are not aware that digital transformation is something important. They are aware.
I would like now to introduce our next moderator, Sarah Mortimer from Steinbeis Europazentrum.
Collaboration brings us to successful results, and during this panel, we would like to point out to you why collaboration is key. And we want to talk about the different structures for the collaboration between DIHs and SMEs and we would like to help you to understand better the underlying opportunities and lessons learned.
We will definitely think that for the future of the EDIHs, they will also need definitely something like a support action, a support services. And we do really rely that the Digital Transformation Accelerator will take care of all the EDIHs and will provide these common references and networking and tool to really work together in the benefit of definitely the digitization of the SMEs.
My personal experience through the work that we have been doing in I4MS is that you really need to build tools that are really targeting the scope of what the digital innovation hubs are needing at the moment.
From the Joint Research Center, it has been identified as one of the main challenges of digital innovation hubs, that it has been identified actually that they tend to operate or collaborate with what we can call as the usual suspects. So they are more or less confined to work with the same partners in a confined ecosystem. And this is not necessarily a problem. These partners, of course, they know, they understand how can they benefit from working with digital innovation hubs, but we have to understand that one of the main objectives of digital innovation hubs is actually to foster digitalization on non-digitalized companies, non-digitalized SMEs.
It's my pleasure to introduce Hayden. So we can see Hayden Thompson already. It's not always easy to introduce you because you have such a long and interesting career. So I'm not going to tell everything about it. Maybe you want to add to that later on. But it's really, you've been at Rolls-Royce for many, many years. You've created your own SME. You are working a lot for the European Commission and strategy documents. So there's really a lot of different things. And most importantly for me, we have collaborated for years and years in different projects and also in the Smart4Europe 2 project.
Now, where are the opportunities for Europe? Well, actually, it's quite interesting looking at this because we can see that for things like consumer PCs, mobile phones, etc., those markets are actually quite flat at the moment. And it's because there's saturation in those markets. And actually, these are markets which Europe are not very strong in anyway. Where we are strong are in areas like industrial robotics, automotive electronics, defense and security, telecoms, healthcare.
If you register to the marketplace, you can find a great variety of tools, assets, and services created by the different innovation actions of the program, and of course the different partners also involved in these innovation actions. So these are related to, of course, to the four main categories of services that digital innovation hubs must provide.
During the Fit for SAE project, we have identified the KTH Innovation Readiness Level scoring matrix, which was inspired by the TRL methodology, which is already well known and very widely used. And this tool enables us to assess the company development on a scale from 1 to 9 as for the TRL in 6 key areas of the innovation development.
So we've had over 1,000 people have a look at the radar, and it's a mixture of people, and they have actually provided feedback. And we've had very positive feedback about the fact that it's a very useful tool if you want to have a look through lots and lots of different technologies very quickly and get an overview.
Here we have the evolution of the SAE Initiative with the 3 phases. We're currently in phase 3. So we have all these great innovation actions aligned to SAE, so 14 all in all. And it all started with the Gate 1 Smart SI and Euro CPS and CPSE Labs innovation actions back in 2015 or 16.
And then we enter into really the project implementation, which will lead to a digital solution development. So this is not done alone, of course. There is a financial support to third party that is given to the SMEs in order to upgrade their skills, to acquire new skills, or to start working. I mean, to take care of a really innovative product.
The key is time. Why? Because it's like any meeting you will do, it's to make sure it's not too late or too early, and the right timing will be key. So when we say right timing, it's about different things. It's about the technical development maturity of your company. It's also about the market readiness, and it's also the growth potential you can offer in this market. And also another point that sometimes is misunderstanding by the companies themselves is the valuation of your company.
Of course, in our technologies that are key for digitalization, it's good to reach out to more traditional domains, industries. And we also testimony that now SMEs can be also strong investors.
Also experience in getting funding, and they are exploring how they can further make use of their developments. Also, I think another key asset will be the I4MS catalog of training.
That most often offers are either focused on hardware or on software, and I am very much convinced we always need both. These are different worlds, these are different units in the European Commission, but we have to come closer together, these two communities, hard and software.
What are success factors for EDIH, and how can the impacts be measured? So I think this is always a question, measuring the impacts.
Yeah, and this is one of the key challenges, actually, because it's important for the funders to understand that they're having an impact. And increasingly, we're talking about something called pathways to impact. And as Raina was saying, trust is one of those key things. And what you want is the SMEs to come back and again to your services to do things. But when you get to things like the test before invest type things, you've got like a one-shot thing. You can be funded once, and then you can't be funded again. You have to start looking for a different program. So it's one of those things where it's really difficult to follow up.
I think one of the main challenges we had in innovation actions and also in the CSA is, to make sure that the clients, our customers, the FSTP beneficiaries, they come back. So I would say the key for the success for the future EDIHs would be to keep those customers, as Heidi mentioned, and offer them the possibility, to get other services also there. So we could be able also to track the impact.
I think there is no miracle. We have to find a sustainable way to just really to make people continue working together, exchanging, building on the process. So probably this EDIH scope framework is something which is going to be very good to work on that.
With this, I will now have to find what my final words will be, like having all of you having said a lot. But if I would put it in a few sentences, it would really be like, there was a great idea 7 years ago. It really turned out to be a great success from what I see. Like, it has grown and grown and become very well known and very well accepted from the SME side. They liked it. From the Digital Innovation Hub side, they saw how they could network and how that could be a benefit for them. Now we're really approaching this great big EDIH network. We're just about to go there. And I hope and I think we have given you a lot of learnings, a lot of thinking, a lot of inspiration today, also for building up those EDIHs, what has been done already, what are tools that might be reused, what is important, like all the trust, the collaboration, looking really at the SME's needs before building services and stuff like that. So I think for me it was a very, very interesting event.
We wanted to join you anyway.
Because that's good. So I see something quite nice there. Okay.
Thank you very much for the past 2 years. It's been really awful that we have only seen you on the first meeting, the kickoff meeting, and now at the final event. But let's say thank you to you.
Thank you.
To the Steinweiss team who did a really, really great job, and we will for sure miss you very much. So thank you very much.
But we will further collaborate. So
we will
for
do
everybody out there too, we're open to collaboration. Most of us will go into some EDIH context, so collaboration will not stop at this point. But yes, thank you very much for the nice flowers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And And also thanks a lot for the film team. You've done a great job. I will only see this afterwards, but it looked very professional from the side we could see it now.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thanks a lot. And with this, I would close and say, see you soon. Not bye-bye, but see you soon, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.